This is Shannon Spring, and she is, I said pet psychic, but that may be too simplistic. What is your official title?
Animal communicator and psychic medium.
What do you do?
Yes. So I am a medium for animals and people, and my slogan is any species, any challenge, anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. And most of my readings do take place by photograph because I work with animals around the world. Lions, tigers, bears, turtles, ducks, pigs, and of course, cats and dogs. And then I also read people here and in spirit. So you name it, I do it.
Oh my gosh.
So we have limitless possibilities.
Yes, we do.
Okay, real quick before we get into our animals, do they have like voices to where you hear how they like? Do they sound different? Do they have
does it
accents?
work?
Like, or what happens?
Yeah. Do they sound like cartoon characters, in other words?
Yes.
So I'll see images, I'll hear words.
Okay.
Things that animals are feeling in their body, they'll tend to send me in mine, which is how I get an idea of where their pain is, to what degree their pain is. And if they're on any medications, I tell the people, don't tell me the names of anything, so I can't put my human biases into it.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'll tell the person, focus on the first medication. Then I go to the animal, say, how does this make you feel? They'll tell me in words, or they'll send images, or I'll feel it in my body. Then the person can confirm, yes, I've observed that. No, I haven't. Or let's get more information and ask more questions.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Behavioral, emotional, and medical challenges. And also just for fun. You don't have to be having a problem.
Sure. Like, I hate those treats. Quit buying that same
That's
treat.
right, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So do we just jump right in?
Sure.
All right. And if you guys are just joining us, this is Shannon Spring, animal communicator / medium.
You know who we forgot to mention through this whole thing, and it was what got my attention when you started researching her online. What's the the only Mayor Puppy Pants. Who is Mayor Puppy Pants?
Yes. Mayor Puppy Pants is really the one who got me started teaching kindness to animals in schools. And it was a psychic many years ago who told me, Shannon, you're going to have a little white dog that's going to be a significant part of your work with you. And I said to her, little white dogs are for little old ladies. I'm a big person. And sure enough, I'm home one day, it's a random Wednesday afternoon, and I heard a Morgan Freeman, like Morgan Freeman narrating God,
Yeah.
a voice that goes, go to the shelter now. Now, most people might think they're going crazy, but
Right.
I already know I'm crazy. So I was like, well, what shelter should I go to? Go to the Hillsborough shelter. So I speed up. That's chapter 3 in my book, Open Mic for Animals.
Yes.
Evidential
my
fairy tales.
Gosh.
And I got the loudest, scrappiest, trampoline jumping Jack Russell Terrier mix who is freakishly intuitive. And he'll jump in on my readings sometimes. So my animals don't have to have met your animals or my clients' animals to be able to all know each other because everything is energy. They all kind of know each other. It's like just being in the flow or the energetic
Sure.
universal cloud.
Wow. The pet does not have to be in the room with you. Is that correct?
That's correct. They could be eating, sleeping in the bathtub, or at a nightclub. The process is all the same because I also talk with animals and people that are in spirit that aren't right in front of me. It's a real hard concept for people to understand.
Yeah.
But because it's all an energetic, telepathic process, it's a heart-centered intention that then brings through the connection and the information.
Makes
Okay.
sense to me.
Well, with pictures in hand, Meredith wants to start with our
Cheyenne.
dog, Cheyenne, who is an Australian Shepherd. She is totes adorbs.
Yes.
Oh,
And that is Cheyenne. That is the love of our life. As far as specific questions, though, how is she physically feeling?
Okay.
That's what we would like to know now.
Yeah. All right. So usually when somebody asks me that, I'm looking at the photo right now, and I'll just go into their energy field and see if there's any part of their body where they are drawing my attention
Yeah.
to. And you've called her a little OCD, and she says, like father, like daughter.
Well,
Like, where do you think I get it from? She does say that she's a perfectionist and she's in it to win it when it comes to playing Frisbee, whatever it really is that she's doing, that
Yeah.
she's engaging in. How she's feeling, let's see. And they can come at this emotionally, behavioral, medically. Sometimes they'll play a game show with me, like you guys did earlier. Sometimes they'll show me a chart. So let's see what she wants to show me.
it's funny how these things come in different forms. You think it would be one voice,
No.
Yeah.
but it's all these different things.
It's just like people have a different style of communicating, and people have a different sense of humor and different personality. Animals are no different in that regard.
Yeah.
And right now it's kind of cute. Like telepathically, when I say she's dressing up as this, it's an image that she's sending me in my mind. she's actually dressing herself up like in a white coat as if she's her own veterinarian.
Ah.
And she's like giving like check overall health, check good spirits, like happy, healthy. She does have just like a little bit of joint issues, like mild. It's not, you kind of see like I'm just kind of shifting into that. Arnica is a natural supplement. Keep in mind, I'm not a veterinarian.
Yeah.
But that is a natural supplement that does come up in a lot of readings. And there's also something that's super helpful for people. It's called a HelioPet. That's a handheld laser that can be beneficial. So now those things have come up. Let me ask her if she actually wants those things. Okay.
Yeah.
I do get yes on arnica and yes for a massage. I don't get a yes on her for the laser, but yes, definitely the massage on the hips. Absolutely wants to keep exercising. It's like let her say when rather than you saying when. She's smart enough, she says, to take herself out of the game. Like when she's had enough, she's had enough.
No
but she
way.
doesn't want you to be calling her in from recess. Yeah.
I am dying in here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it does, because we're like at the point now where she, we play Frisbee with her multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And because she's older, I'm like, do we stop? She wants to keep going.
Let her keep going.
Let her
keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Let her have fun. Let the party continue. This is going to require your fingerprint or my
Okay.
psychic abilities to tune in your
I'll
fingerprint to
bring
open
up
up your phone.
another picture.
But this dog wants to keep being as active as she can. She's like, no retirement home for me. No slowing down. Like she would rather, pass midair chasing the ball or Frisbee than have the game called out too soon.
That's
Let her keep
absolutely
playing.
true.
Oh my gosh.
And she feels like she's in good health and has quite a long way to go.
Yeah.
So keep pumping her full of the healthy food, praise and slobber and recognition, and keep yourself, fit and in good shape too, so you can keep up with her, Dad.
Yeah.
And you look like you're in good shape, so we don't have to focus on you.
Well, thank
my
you.
gosh.
That is
Okay.
so cool.
Here's I have to get out my Kleenex because
She's ready.
I have tears just knowing what she was saying about your dog.
And she would like blueberries.
Blueberries?
She is asking for blueberries, which are wonderful for them. And she is showing like a little bit of doggy ice cream.
She just had doggy ice cream over the weekend.
Did
Stop
she?
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Peanut butter flavor, and she's curious about what is she asking for here? She's actually asking for a treat that I give my cats, which are like these freeze-dried rabbit treats.
Okay.
And, I also read rabbits, so it's a bit of a conflict of interest, but it is what it is.
Freeze-dried rabbits.
Freeze-dried rabbit treats, the ice cream, and would very much also like a little party in her honor. And you could tie it in with a fundraiser. So,
Ooh.
like, where you have a birthday party for her, but in her honor, people bring toys for the animals at HSSC, the Humane
Okay.
Society. Yeah.
That is the cutest.
I'm loving this.
Oh,
I'm loving this.
Cheyenne,
Yeah,
David.
she's very sweet, and she is super happy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes I can see a really happy photo, but I can't go by the photo. I have to go by the energy, but she's legit living her best doggy life.
When you hear about animal parents that walk them every single day, play Frisbee every single day, they do that for this dog. Like, I've never met someone that is like, so why am I emotional over
Yeah.
animals?
Well, and she wants to do this because there's some people who force their pets, into agility or into competitions, and they don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Your dog is like, yes, please, I'll have another.
She's
Let's
all
keep
about
playing.
it.
She's like adding up like the Girl Scout badges, on her vest. I swear, if this dog could go around the neighborhood like selling Girl Scout cookies, she would be the troop leader and sell out her. She's very competitive in a good way.
Let's recap for anybody just tuning in what you do. Just the Reader's Digest version. Uh-oh, she already has a
So
picture
this is
of Ribby.
Ribby's photo up here. Make sure
Yes.
you're showing that on camera.
Yep.
Meredith's dog. So I'm an animal medium and a people medium, and I can help you with any behavioral, emotional, medical challenges, and then also your loved ones of any species that have passed.
Yeah.
So I work a lot by photographs. Sometimes I get to meet the animals in person, but mostly it's by photos. And I can even, believe it or not, work without names and without photos and just off of energy.
Wow.
Everything is an energetic intention. Then being an empath to the 10th degree, I feel through my own body, and that's how I can place who it is that I'm talking with.
Okay. Well, you have a picture of Ribby,
Yes.
Meredith's
rat terrier, but does
little
not
guy.
look like one. Yes.
Does it?
And whatever you pick up on, you can share on the air with us. I will warn everybody, Meredith has her tissues ready. She's already very emotional.
Box of tissues. Yes.
Yes. Is there anything specific, or do you just want to, how would you like to do this?
Whatever you want to do.
So we were talking earlier about how one of people's biggest fears is obviously losing our animal friends. It's devastating. It breaks our hearts. And then we wonder, are they still with us? And I want to let people know they are with us. Even if you can't see, hear, or feel them, trust in your love for your pet and trust that they're sending signs. It's just a matter of kind of tuning your own frequency and tuning your own dial into being able to receive them. And when we're in intense grief and we're in intense emotion, it can be hard to feel their energy and receive the signs, but it doesn't mean that they're not sending them.
Okay.
So I do have a little bit of a soapbox about don't call your animals old. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of people, oh, you're such an old lady, you're such an old man. And
Aw.
they pick up on that energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start to adopt the characteristics of someone who's old. I mean, imagine if when I walked in here today, you guys were like, wow, you look old today, Shannon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
I probably wouldn't be starting off joking with you guys.
Sure.
You know?
It's like the self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And I've seen animals can recover pretty quickly from things just based on the energy with which we're projecting them, how we're treating them, and how we treat ourselves. So the way that we treat ourselves really passes directly on down to our pets. So let's see what Ribby says. And I'm starting to smile because we know the emotional level of Mom here. And she says that, okay, hold on. Kind of etch a sketch in my brain when I do that weird thing with my
Sure.
head. He, correct?
Yes.
Okay, he. I keep wanting to call her girl because she's like Mayor Puppy Pants. I dress him up as a sexy nurse a lot. So
He is wearing a pink and blue striped
with
shirt.
it looks like
so-
pearls, but it's a bling collar. Okay. Yes.
He's always blinged
Yes.
out.
He's very confident in his masculinity.
Yes.
So well done on that. Well done on that. Yeah. Okay. He says you worry more than you need to worry. And he says it's really hang on. He says the worry is really the only, quote, medical issue that is of concern to him,
Okay.
and that he wants you to just learn how to manage your own anxieties and your own fears around him, because it's super important that right now, while he's alive and well, you start infusing your brain with the knowledge that animals do live on. I would encourage everybody to do this. Don't wait until your pet passes to start learning about animals in the afterlife. Do it now so that you start to prepare yourself emotionally, because life is short. It's also unpredictable. Some animals can live to be 20 years. Some are only 2.
Yeah.
So we really never know how much time we have left or animals have left. That being said, I often do get a sense of how much longer an animal has left or what their wishes are. We always should be focused on quality of life over quantity of life, no matter what.
Okay.
Sometimes people try to save the animals at all costs, and that's not smart and it's not kind. Ribby is saying save yourself.
Okay.
save yourself.
He probably does feel it. There's not a day that goes by that I don't say to my husband, oh my gosh, I don't know how long Ribby has.
Yeah.
I'm worried ever since he hit double digits and he's 11 now. It's been a thing for me. So
Well, and animals are living longer and longer. And there's actually a great book out there called Forever Dog, and it's all about how to help keep our pets super healthy. So, but I am here to plug my own book, not that book. So open mic for
sure.
animals.
Open mic for animals.
Yeah, we're gonna put links up so you guys
Okay,
can check this
perfect.
out. And you said something before we get back to Ribby. You said people either need to believe everything you're saying in the book or
Correct.
none of it at all.
None of it at all. I mean, it's, and I've also taught children, so I love working with kids because kids naturally experience magic. They haven't yet put on their horse blinders, so to speak.
Sure.
And it's a way of life more than I gave a talk at a women's group a couple of years ago, and I went in and everybody knew I was, the quote pet psychic. And I started off by saying, I don't believe animals go to heaven. And everyone was like, oh. I said, I know they do.
Oh.
And it's a difference between believing and knowing. And it's the same thing with these other realms. Everybody makes it sound so freaky and spooky. And it's just another energetic form. It's like when we change our clothes, we're still the same person. When we're in the shower, we're still the same person. When we pass, we're still the same person. We're just an energetic being as opposed to a human being, as opposed to a dog or a cat. So stop fearing the death. Okay, here's the message from Ribby. That when you're fearing death, you're also fearing life. So identify what areas of your life that you're living in fear about. Because when you stop fearing death, you start living life more fearlessly. So identify just in general, where do you feel triggered in your life about you know, what brings you the most anxiety. And that way it's not getting projected onto him.
Okay.
He loves you. He does feel like he's in pretty good shape. You've got a direct heart connection to each other. So your heart palpitations are his heart palpitations. He does seem to be, let me see, saying something about nighttime. And family friendly. I know, family friendly. So just, enjoy your time with your husband.
Okay.
And that helps certainly reduce anxiety.
Okay.
And so he's very happy when, mom and dad have a nice time together.
Okay.
And anything that you're doing to make yourself smile and have those moments that are reducing your own stress anxiety, Ribby directly benefits from those. He loves Cheyenne's energy and is like, would like to play more. Let's keep playing. Let's play new games. His form, Ribby's feel more like he doesn't want a sport so much as he just wants the interactive, like hide and seek and getting down and doing the play bows and playing with the toys and just being goofy and silly. Like the humans, you and your husband dancing together, making him laugh, making each other laugh. That's his joy.
Oh, gosh. Okay. This rings a lot of bells for me, for sure.
Good.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. That is awesome. So he has an appointment today.
Okay.
11:15. I don't really know what it's about, but it does involve an X-ray, so I don't know if you can
let's
see
ask.
anything from that.
Let's ask. So, and I'll remind everybody, I'm not a veterinarian, so it's just the things that I see, hear, and feel coming from the animal. So he has an X-ray today. I'm laughing only because it feels positive, and it's being overly cautious.
Okay.
And get a sense that you're going to be happy with the result.
Okay.
It's really the anxiety that's creating the.
Sure.
You might even find like a little spot or a little something, but I'm not getting concerned. I would start to feel it in my own body, usually where that is. And please let me know, follow up.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to be wrong, and then you can ask me a question, and I'll get you an answer.
Thank you.
I'm very freakishly competitive with myself.
Yeah.
But from him, I'm not getting any concern about it. Okay. And I the exact phrase I'm hearing is waste of money, like getting the X-ray.
Sounds about right.
And that's like best case scenario, right? We go and we do the responsible thing. We take our animals to vets, and then we go, wow, I wasted a few $100, but now you have peace of mind.
Yes.
And really the big takeaway for you, Meredith, is just giving yourself peace of mind in any area that you can that then translates onto Ribby's health and wellness. When we're anxious, our pets are anxious. When we're relaxed, they're relaxed.
My husband says to me all the time, you are look at him, he's shaking. And I try hard to separate that. I always try to say loving things and calm myself and connect with him. But when you say we have a heart connection, I stare into that dog's eyes. It is wild. I love him.
Let's see what he says about that when you stare into the eyes. It would be interesting because you're very funny, Meredith. For you to do creative writing, for you to write some comedy, for you to have some artistic, creative outlets and pursuits, painting, drawing, comedy. Do you do anything like this?
From time to time.
From time to time. I would up your game and then some is what I hear from him on that, because get all of your emotions out in a creative, artistic pursuit, and you can share that with him. And it's actually quite adorable. He's showing taking your artwork or your little poetry and putting it up on the fridge. To show that he's proud of your work. And really, for you, Meredith, he's saying, celebrate that little girl that's inside of you that's still so alive and well, which is a massive compliment from an animal, that if they're seeing that your inner child is alive and well, ooh, baby, you're ahead of the game, because animals love a playful soul. The more playful we are, the more they're willing to play with us, of all species.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm losing it over
Yeah.
here.
All right.
You've definitely hit some major things for us. So can you stay for one more break?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Yeah, let's talk to as many as we can.
Cool.
ShannonSpring.com to learn even more. And let's plug that book one more
Yes.
time, because this is something Meredith is basically stealing from her
Sure.
today.
Open mic for animals. And you said there is an audio version as well.
There's an audio version, a print book, and an ebook, and then the subtitle is Evidential Fairy Tales, because the stories are so hard to believe. And then Mayor Puppy Pants is on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I even have an endorsement from a New York Times bestselling author, Deborah King.
Awesome.
Yeah, so she calls me a truth warrior on the book. So I tell the truth and then some to an embarrassing, funny, and uncomfortable degree, for depending on
Yeah.
what your sense of humor is.
Yeah.
Sure. I have to confirm so many things for you. I was going through my brain. I had to get out of my own head and stop crying. But when you said Ribby doesn't like, the long playing the fetch as much, he'll fetch the ball twice and he's done. He loves the little like hide and seek games.
Yeah.
We actually have a hide the cheese game. I make him sit in the kitchen. And then I go hide it in a room he can't see.
Perfect.
And then I go, and he goes. He loves it. So
Yep.
I need
Totally
to do that
different
more.
play style than Cheyenne.
Yes,
Yep.
I need to do that more. He has his appointment today, so that's great. When you were talking about me and my anxieties, I do believe that I project that. I put that on him because I can feel him like a little nervous ball of energy. So I've been trying to figure out how to fix that. But your comments about being creative and diving into that in overdrive, I haven't painted in forever. I don't do a lot of like these funny videos that I used to do. And a lot of that is my own mental health. So
Yeah.
I have these creative blocks when I'm not doing well, overall, just
Sure.
not feeling like it. I get in these blocks. So directly related to my mental health, which I think my relationship with my husband, exercise, diet, I think a lot of those things can help
Yeah.
me feel better and then help Ribby just enjoy his
He
life.
wants you to unleash yourself,
Mhm.
take the leash off yourself, and you are very funny and you are playful. And so when you're playing your way out of your own pain, that's a natural, holistic thing to do that doesn't require seeing a doctor, taking a prescription, and you're putting your pain into play, and then you're reminding yourself of who you really are outside all the noise in our heads, which everybody goes through. If you're saying that you don't,
Yeah.
good for you. But as long as we're human, all of us are struggling with something.
Sure. And I'm super sensitive and being in the public eye a little bit,
Yes.
especially sometimes our social media can really get shared a lot.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on in my own mind. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for that. But everything you said, and I'll follow up with after his doctor's appointment today.
Please
So
do,
thanks for
yes.
that. But that gives me
Please
some
do.
peace because my husband's actually taking him, not me.
Ah.
And Ribby's like, get
Yeah.
back to the creative stuff,
That's
woman.
right.
Yes.
He's like,
You're
where's your
stressing
wigs?
me
Yeah.
out.
You used to wear wigs and dance around in the house.
Have a healthy outlet. Well, and my dogs are the reason that I got sober.
Yeah.
So I said that,
Oh.
my biggest regret was making my pets my unofficial sponsor.
Mm.
And what better motivation to get healthy, whatever it is, than our animals.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, across the hall, we have a coworker, Rick, and when we were talking about you coming in today, he's like, "Oh, I have a question." And that is Venus. You have a picture of his wonderful cat, Venus.
gorgeous cat.
Gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
And his question to you is about Venus. Why doesn't Venus like to go outside anymore? Venus used to love to go outside, and now Venus doesn't. And
Okay.
he would love an answer to that.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
So, as much like little children, animals will always answer questions in the way that they like to answer first. And so, the first thing that she's asking me is she just asked me if this is my real hair color.
It's stunning hair
It
color, by
is,
the way.
It is. It has been various colors over the years, but it is. So we were joking because you kept talking about how stunning she is, how
Yeah.
stunning she is,
Yeah.
and so then we're kind of having like a girls' chat.
You're
you know?
stunning.
They're
No,
com-
you're
Oh,
stunning.
No,
No,
you
you're
know. Anyway, so yeah, she can ask my hairdresser Robin about that. Okay.
And the cat does have beautiful,
She has
fluffy
quite
hair.
a lovely mane, so I need to find out what her shampoo is, and then we
Yes.
can compare shine. All right. So the question is why she is not wanting to go outside, it seems, anymore, but she used to go indoors and outdoors. Is that correct?
Yep. He
Okay.
said she used to love going outside.
Do you want me to go see if he's here, or we'll just fill him in?
He might be here.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll, you
let's see.
continue. Don't stop.
Yeah.
For
Let's
my
see.
account.
Let's see what she says. Okay. She says he's not going to be here to defend himself.
Oh,
So we'll have a little bit of fun with Rick, before he can
oh
respond.
yeah.
She's right. He isn't
He's
here.
not here.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
not going to be here to defend himself. Okay. Why she doesn't want to go outside anymore? That's interesting. She's going right to the birds, so let's see why. All right. Now, from her, it seems like she does seem to be feeling rather tired. And definitely the heat is bothering her. No surprise there, it bothers all of us, but to different degrees for some than for others. So she says, now she's showing the TV show The Golden Girls, and it doesn't mean that she ever had to watch this or that Rick watches this. But so I think she's kind of starting to step into a new version of herself. And this can, she can still be young and do this. But she says she's actually wanting to spend more time around Rick than spending as much time out on her own. She says that she is doing some personal work with Rick and really just wanting to be closer to him and nurture him, as well as kind of just taking it easy. She says she'll be back in action closer to the holidays. So I don't know. But right now she's
I can't
just,
wait to talk to Rick to find out what that means.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit of like tired and wanting to be closer to Rick for whatever he might have going on. A desire to just literally physically be closer to him and keep closer tabs on him.
So maybe less about the actual outside and more about just
It's
staying
what it seems like. She
closer
showed me
to
the
Rick.
birds. I do get that she does really enjoy viewing the birds outside. I actually keep cat TV on YouTube on for my dogs 24/7.
Yeah.
If you walk into my house, it feels like a spa all the time, speaking of mental health, because it just plays chirping birds and rivers and squirrels. So, you don't have to be a cat to enjoy cat TV, and it
All
is
right.
free. So she definitely still wants the view of nature. I hope he has a catio for her because she still needs the view of nature, still needs to interact with nature. But she really wants to be like daddy's girl, close to his heart, like almost like on his chest, really. This just seems to be something that's happening with Rick, where she wants to be working her magic on him
Okay.
and helping energetically assist him.
Okay. Oh
we'll
my
get
gosh.
when he does come in, because she already knew he wasn't going to be here. So we'll
That is so funny.
we'll find out more about that. This is so exciting. Before we let you go, what do you think one of the most dramatic things that's ever happened in your readings through the years? I know you said you've been doing this since you were young, but what was like the one like aha moment you had where it's like, okay, this is huge.
Yeah, this
for
blows
you.
my mind. Gosh, I was telling you guys earlier about working with lions and tigers, and recently have been working with a number of sanctuaries, and so I was working with some lions and tigers and bears, getting to feel like Dorothy. And there was a big lion there that I had been calling Aslan because he is straight out of Narnia, C.S. Lewis book, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And Aslan was behind me, and because of the intense energy of the lions, and also a matter of respect, I'm not coming up to the lion's enclosure and looking directly at him. To me, that's very rude. I'm coming up to him. I'm going to let him fully read me and process me from behind. It sounds like I'm at a club. Check out my booty before my face. And then, like, he can see me from the side. He can process me. So I'm facing the people and the lion's behind me. And I didn't actually know. I knew what I had said, but I didn't know the order in which it occurred until I watched the video footage later. Aslan the lion said to me, "I'm your new cardiologist, Shannon." And right after I said that, he came up and pounced from behind me in the enclosure. So it's like he was about to give me my heart a little bit of a scare, but he gave me the heads up right before he did it. So that was super cool. And recently when I was at a sanctuary, I was working with a tiger, a beautiful tiger. I will say her name. Her name is Bella. And she says, "Oh, Shannon," she loved her view that she had of nature. And she said, "It's like Aladdin." She said, "You can make wishes. It's like Aladdin. It's like Aladdin." And the director said, "Shannon," she said, "we were featured in Aladdin." I said, "You were featured in Aladdin? Like you yourself? You were in the play?" I didn't understand. And she goes, No. The producers of Aladdin, the Robin Williams one, another story, I had just recently watched Aladdin because I got this message, you got to watch Aladdin, you got to watch Aladdin. And I bought a subscription to Disney. I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I watch Aladdin before even going to the sanctuary. And the tiger says, "You can make a wish." That brought in the director's deceased husband.
Wow.
Who, when he was here, the producers of Aladdin came to the property to study one of their tigers and use her likeness to create
In the
image of a
cartoon?
tiger in the cartoon that had Robin Williams.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that happened years ago at another tiger sanctuary where a tiger mentioned education over animation. And I said this to the volunteers. I said, "She is adamant." And I said, "And she is angry at her enemy, Princess." The tiger's name is Charlene in the book, and Charlotte's like, "I'm the real Beyonce. I'm the real Beyonce." And she was very jealous. And the volunteers confirmed that the producers of Game of Thrones had been there and had been studying the likeness of her nemesis, Princess, instead of her, because she was considered prettiest tiger. And then when she kept calling herself the real Beyonce, I said, "I don't know why she's doing that." And it turns out one of the other volunteers had recently rewritten the lyrics to Single Ladies using Princess's name instead of Charlene's. So she had had enough of being
Jeez.
treated as the second tiger.
Whoa.
I know. So she's in my book as well. And that same tiger insulted the guy that I was dating. who was an engineer. Hey, Mark. And I had her photograph up on my wall. It was the first time I did a tiger reading. I'm looking at her photo via my iPad, and I hear, "Sit up straight, girl. I ain't no ordinary house cat." And I felt the rush of a tiger's energy go through my body, and I was like, what is even happening to me right now? Mark comes over later on. He sees Charlene, is her code name in the book, the photograph up on the wall, and he says, "Shannon, this is going to sound really weird, but I feel like that tiger on your wall is making fun of me." I said, "Oh, that's not weird at all. She's been making fun of you all morning."
Oh my
So
gosh,
even a non-psychic
yeah.
can pick up on the energy because everything is energy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, there's so much more.
Yes.
Check out the books. Shannon,
Yes.
thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
coming
so
in.
welcome.
This is like just fascinating stuff.
I want to book
Skeptic
a
or
reading.
not,
I know.
you gotta
Is
check
this the time
out.
to announce that I'm pregnant with a cub?
Oh,
I'm so excited for the news,
Oh
you know?
my
Yes.
Oh man.
Thank you for your time.
Oh,
and
thank you for having me.
you guys, shannonspring.com. Get there if you want more information. It is all there.
Thanks.